Sometimes, most of the time. I have a fear of putting things out there, and it goes even deeper. Sometimes I'm hesitant to even try things because I feel like I won't be good at it. Or I have so many ideas I want to pursue that I end up doing nothing. It starts with the idea. This can come from anywhere. Maybe it's from scrolling on TikTok, a conversation with your best friend, or even an ad you see on your favorite YouTuber's video. It sparks a question in your brain. Why don't I try that? For me, it was watching Netflix. This is the Great British Baking Show, and it's probably the most wholesome baking show that I've ever seen. Watching a few episodes of it encouraged me to put a baking set on my Christmas list, and Santa was kind enough to pull through. Thanks, Santa. When you have all the supplies to actually start the hobby, you run out of reasons and excuses for why you haven't done it yet. You see, as soon as I got these pans, they went straight into this cabinet, and they stayed there. This particular pan has literally never seen the inside of an oven. So the obvious question you're probably asking is, why did I get all the supplies for a hobby just to not do it? This is what I like to call the information rabbit hole. Tell me if this sounds familiar. A topic gets brought up in your day-to-day that piques your interest. Maybe it's a new cleaning tool for the house. Before you know it, it's midnight and you're up scrolling on TikTok, watching videos of people cleaning their house with this machine. Have you actually cleaned anything in your house? No. But you do know everything there is to know about this machine now. It happens to me all the time. I watch all of these videos of people going and doing the thing that I'm interested in, and then I don't actually go and do the thing. It's literally insane. Dr. Google defines information paralysis as a state of being overwhelmed by information and unable to make a decision, with causes being anxiety, imposter syndrome, perfectionism, and mental health disorders. None of that is what gets me though. What really interests me is this section below it. Apparently, strategies to combat information paralysis are setting deadlines, reducing options, talking it out, and finding peace with uncertainty. Finding peace with uncertainty just isn't gonna happen for me. I have anxiety, but some of those other options don't seem so bad. And the more I think about it, the more I agree with them. Let's look at the idea of setting deadlines first. This could not be more true, and I want to show you an example. I have wanted to make YouTube videos for forever, but I didn't really see any growth in it until I finally committed to making a video every other week. Having that deadline of posting twice a month kept me accountable, and rather than just thinking about making the videos, I had to force myself to go and make them. And if I didn't make those videos, I would be letting myself down, because I'd be breaking a promise I made to myself. So setting that deadline forced me out of the information paralysis, and I think it might be able to do the same for you. That brings us to reducing options. When you set your sights on doing 1,000 different things, none of them get done. And if they do get done, they typically are not done to the best of your ability. If we reduce the number of things we're focusing on, then we can put more energy and effort towards the things that really matter. But what does that mean for you? It means you really need to decide what things matter enough to you to make them worth pursuing. If you have 5 hobbies that you're really excited about trying out, but you haven't done any of them, maybe you should just focus on the one you're most excited about. Having all of your attention focused on that one hobby will push you to actually try it, rather than just thinking about starting 5 different ones. Focused attention gets more done in less time. Now we move on to talking it out. It helps me to think about this as verbal processing. By getting thoughts out of my head and speaking them to another person, I get a better understanding of my own thoughts and feelings. Also, sharing our goals with someone we trust gives us the opportunity to have someone in our life that can keep us accountable for essentially being lazy. This YouTube thing is a dream of mine, and it's a dream that I shared with my wife. And a huge part of why I still pursue these videos is because I have her support. So talk your thoughts out. It allows you to process your own thoughts and feelings, gives you accountability from others, and gives other people the opportunity to support your dreams. The last piece of the puzzle that Google mentions is learning to find peace in the uncertainty. I personally cannot give advice on this because I don't know how it's done. As an anxious person though, I typically find that the unknown just makes me more anxious. And when I'm caught in that loop of thoughts, it helps me to think about the things that I know are true. I don't know that this YouTube thing will ever work out. There's a large piece of luck and uncertainty in it. Going off of just that, I would never make a YouTube video again. But when I remind myself of the truth that I love making these videos, my wife supports my goals, and I've put a lot of hard work into making these videos over the past decade, That allows me to push through that uncertainty and keep pursuing my ambitions. So in the face of uncertainty, remind yourself of what's true and let that dictate your decisions. To wrap it up, a piece of advice I once heard is, nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you have the ambition to do something but you're feeling lazy, just remember that you're not going to get any closer to that goal that you have unless you actually take a step. I'd love to hear your thoughts on ambition and what helps you chase down your ideas down below in the comments. And feel free to subscribe to support this dream of mine. Toodles.